The number 10 is retired at Lakota West, a tribute to All-American Amber Gray, who signed on to play at the gold standard of women's college basketball, Tennessee, under legendary coach Pat Summitt.
Those blue eyes and that stare that everybody sees while we're in a game, that's not just her. You know, she's more than that. She's more than just one of the best coaches to ever coach a game. Like I said, she was a mentor, she was a mother to us, and she really cared about us.
I can't even use a word to describe it.
The July after her freshman year, Gray had surgery on her shoulder, and while recovering in the hospital, suffered a stroke that placed the once healthy 19-year-old on life support.
Amber, most likely at that point in Pat's eyes, was never going to play basketball for her again. And yet Pat did not leave her side. And, you know, that's what I will always remember about Coach Summitt.
All I've heard was stories about how my teammates were there, how Coach Summitt was there, and
everything from massaging her feet and talking with her, you know, trying to encourage her and keep her moving.
How during that time, during the month of July, is huge recruiting, so she's usually gone on the road for 1 or 2 weeks at a time. Well, she was by my bedside.
Gray's family wanted her back home in Cincinnati and in a hospital better suited for her condition. A fully staffed medical flight was the safest option, but insurance wouldn't pay, and as the family was trying to come up with the money, they smelled perfume in the hallway one night at the hospital. It was Summitt who convinced Tennessee to pay for the flight, a $16,000 tab.
This was the night that Pat had an awards banquet, and I remember her coming around the corner dressed in a full black formal, and she said, "It's a go, we're leaving tomorrow." It truly was the difference between life and death for her.
Because once back in Cincinnati, doctors found and fixed a brain aneurysm. After weeks of therapy, Gray walked out of the rehabilitation center hours after a phone call from who else?
The first call I received that morning was from Pat, and it was 6:47 a.m. I remember like it was yesterday, and her words were, "Is our girl ready?" And to me, that really explains how deeply she cares.
She just pulls something out of you. She just digs deep, and she brings things out of you that you never thought that you had. You never thought that you could push yourself so hard.
More wins than any college coach, nearly 40 years on the sidelines, and a legacy in Amber Gray's case that includes coming through in the clutch. Zach Wells, WLWT News 5.